Welcome to the Jay and Friends podcast.
All right, man. Is everybody ready?
Check.
All right, let's get to it.
If I hit the lottery and get 100 million, my family gonna shout, we won. But if I go bankrupt, they say, you bankrupt. I am tired of having people in my life who wanna reign with me, but don't wanna go through no rain with me. Because if we win together, we lose together. I wanna declare it's my winning season. Everything attached to me get ready to win this year. We winning financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, professionally. But what if it's my losing season? Are you gonna lose with me? Or you gonna jump ship? Stop putting the tag, we winning, on people who experience we losing.
Welcome to the Jam Friends Podcast, episode 191, entitled He's Back.
Hey,
Not talking like that just 2 minutes
My
ago.
fault, I hit the wrong button. Man, how you boys doing? How was your week? How was your 2 weeks off? All of that, what's up?
Man, I'm happy to be back. I'll be honest with you, man.
I felt the energy.
I got a little pep in my step today, and I was tired today too. But coming in with my guys, man, I got a little energy, man. But my break was good. I needed it. Kid went back to school. That wore me down the first week, and then last week, man, we did my son a favor, man. We built him a gaming room. So we got him a new desk, gaming chair. We put up neon lights, all kinds of stuff in this room, man.
You know what I would have told him? I was like, I'm not building this room out, taking not now and thing out this box until you sleep your ass in your bed.
Oh, no. So he's been there for a month now. Shout out to my son. He was a pain in the ass today, but shout out to my son, man. He been sleeping in his bed faithfully for like the last month now, man. He been living in the solid, man. That's good.
Round of applause. All right, Mr. Higher and Fire, what's up?
oh man, I just hired a guy back today. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Back. Oh, you
Shout out
spend
to
the
coming
bin.
back.
You spent the
Yeah,
bin?
I let him spin the bin. So he was missing days. Good worker, missing days. So I let him go. He was there. We were literally about to hire him on, and those just started fucking up. Let him go. So when you attempt, I don't say nothing to him. I just call the agency. Yo, we good, and that's it.
Yeah.
And yo gave me like a 12-page letter about he need to come back. And he sounded sincere in his reasoning on why he started, declining his attendance, started messing up. So I'm like, all right, I'll give him a shot. My man came back today. He was happy as a motherfucker. So
Turn my music up.
But I fuck with that though, yo. Like he knew, but I'm saying he took ownership of that, right?
he
took
really
accountability
did. And that's why I really brought Yo back.
Yeah.
Because he took accountability and he saw what was wrong, and he said he knew the reasoning why I let him go.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just wish we'd have had a talk before then. No. Don't do no talking. Don't do no talking.
That's not how it works, buddy. Now that you know.
Yeah. So, and I told him, I said, yo, don't make no fucking fool out me. He like, no, you good, Mr. D? I'm good. All right, bet.
Pause. All right, cool.
Man. My name Darnell. God damn it.
I'm not going to repeat what he said, but I ain't calling you that.
I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, yo, a half of their asses, that's what they really call me. Like, a couple call me Nell, but they really just be like Mr. D.
Oh, you named the podcast. Thank you, now. Seeking inspiration. My week was good. Same old. At the finish line with the new podcast spot is very invasive, aggravating, cussing motherfuckers out. All of that shit. 9/11 was Monday.
Yeah. Hold up, before we start 9/11, you can tell we was in unison because the weather changed just a tad bit today. And we've been talking in the group chat, but we never talk about what the hell we gonna wear.
No.
And I get to work late all the time.
Facts.
And I walk in, and my brothers got on shorts and hoodies.
All it takes is a 70-degree day in Maryland.
It. I ain't even gonna hold you. I got out the shower, looked at the weather. That shit was like 67. I said, oh yeah.
I already knew I was going. I was like, it's gonna be chilling at tonight. And I had my windows open for the last couple of days, so I know it get a little chilly at night. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's hoodie and shorts.
Yeah.
I walked out this morning like fucking Jaffe Joe. I said, oh, today's the day. Today is the fucking day.
Nigga, I sent you that picture earlier, was like last week.
What?
That leaf
Oh yeah,
My
the
leaves,
one,
my,
he had
leaves,
one leaf.
my leaves have been changing colors in my backyard, and I'm just like, this nigga Jay, yo, this nigga, this motherfucker been hoping and praying on this.
Meanwhile, my tree's butt naked,
Right.
and it's only in the front of my house. Nobody trees.
Nigga, that shit
I
is
told
dead.
Jazz, I was like, look, my trees is naked, leaves on the ground. Everywhere else to the left and right, full.
I already know what time you on.
Summer still hold on to September, boy. Where we at?
get
September
we'll
the
get a-
14th,
we'll
we
get a-
still holding on.
We'll get another 90-degree weather.
It
90
just
degree
was
day.
90 all day
Yeah.
last week.
Fucking heat wave and shit.
Oh, real quick. Before you started, our prayers to the Morocco earthquake victims too. Yeah, man, big deal over there.
Yeah.
Also, like, share, comment, subscribe. Cost you nothing, goes a long way. Let's attack these algorithms. Damn. You find a podcast episode funny, you find a clip funny, share that shit with your friends.
Please.
Like it, do whatever. Let's attack it. Before we get started, also shout out to those that wait uniform, those that would uniform, those that wait uniform in the future. Shout out to those that hand the V all day. Shout out to the United States of Baltimore,
Zone 18.
and the rest of the DMV. Special shout out to PG County. So 9/11 was Monday, first week of football season. Jets Ravens won. I don't know about them fuck ass Steelers, and it was 9/11. So my question is, do you remember what was going on with you on 9/11 when it happened?
Yep. I was on break. I was 18, driving the school buses. I was on my lunch break. Me and my mom, actually, because she worked for MTA down the street at the time. I was waiting for food while she went to go park the bus, and she was going to swing back and get me. And I'm sitting there looking at the TV was on, and one of her coworkers was there, and the first plane had already hit.
You had no knowledge.
I had no knowledge. First plane hit. He was sitting there just glued to the TV, but he just had this speechless look on his face. Second plane hit, boom. And he just froze. And he was like, my brother working that building.
Oh shit.
So after that happened, my phone started going off because my boss, he's like, we didn't know we was under attack. So school started shutting down. So like, I need you to get back to the job now to go pick the kids up. So my mom shot me back up, dropped the kid, got back to the bus company and just dropped the kids off. But at that time, like mentally, every day always posted, but like my whole mindset of that day, I'll never forget. Like I wanted to go buy Hove and Fab album because both of their albums came out that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's like my whole mind, like, I can't wait to get off. I'm gonna bump this shit myself. I just got my whip, just got the lack. I'm like, I can't wait.
Put the seat back.
Yo, couldn't wait because my birthday, I got it for my pre-birthday. My birthday is in October. And I just knew I was about to be bumping that shit. And that's what I remember like of that day.
That's crazy. Y'all niggas old for one. I was
He was on the playground.
No,
on the
no,
monkey
wait.
bars. The young ass
What
nigga.
that went in the playground, but I
So he
was
definitely was in 10th grade.
10th, 11th
10th
grade,
grade.
something like that. Yeah, I think it might have been 10th grade. Yeah, I was sitting. And,
Oh, Nell picked you up from school, huh?
They could have. Yeah, hey, pause. You know what I'm saying?
I was on Howard County schools then.
Yeah,
Howard
nah,
County.
look, hey, I can't help when I was born, my brother. But yeah, I was in 10th grade. I was in I was actually in a computer class, so it was like a multimedia class, and I remember all of a sudden, like we just the TV came on. He's just like, "Yo, turn the TV on." So we just glued to the TV, and I went to a school that was it was a lot of Jewish people there, and a lot of people with money, honestly. So what happened was, as soon as the attacks happened, you just start seeing people's parents coming, grabbing them out of school. And I drove, so I started driving in 10th grade, man. So it was, I started, yeah. So this must have been, because I was driving.
He young though, so he don't remember y'all.
Yeah, I started driving. So I was driving. So I had a car. I was like, yo, I'm leaving too. They leaving, I'm fucking leaving. They're like, oh, you can't leave. Like, not what my car say. So yeah. So I mean, I ended up leaving school, and but yeah, man, it was crazy, bro. Like we never experienced anything like that in our lifetime. So the previous attack on 9/11 happened before we were born.
What was that, 80?
Was it?
81?
Yeah, well, before I was born. So
I'm born 81.
I was 82.
So yeah, so I don't recall that. So, but seeing this, and it's the first attack domestically that we've seen, that was a big deal. So watching those two planes hits, and then the Pentagon hit, and then fast forward when I got in the military, and I went to my first command. My first command wasn't too far from the Pentagon, and we had people that actually worked at the Pentagon that died as a result of that. So I've been in the Pentagon where the plane hit. I've been there.
Damn.
Me too. Also, if you pass in the Pentagon, before I tell my 9/11 story, if you pass in the Pentagon and you see the 3 prongs sticking out the ground, that's the Air Force Memorial. Had that memorial been there, the plane wouldn't have hit the Pentagon. It would have fucked the trajectory of the plane up.
Really?
So yeah, had that Air Force Memorial been there, the plane wouldn't have hit the Pentagon. It probably would have landed in our way. But 9/11. My freshman year in college, I went to University of North Florida, white school, in Jacksonville.
It's like, why? It's just gonna be school.
I refuse to go there with waters with you niggas. But majority of my time was spent on FAMU. 2-hour drive west on I-10, take you there. And I remember that like it was yesterday because I used to be there when I wasn't in class. I was there with my little chick. Hits from the Streets was he lived on FAMU Cat. Man, what? I probably on some episode of that shit.
That's
but,
crazy.
I had a little chick there, and we was laid in the bed, and I was listening to the Ja Rule Mesmerize album that morning, and we vibing, whatever. And that shit hit, and I was like, the fuck? I was like, an explosion in a building in New York, like, and I'm like now, so I'm like, I was about to get ready to go get my Jay-Z and Fab CD. But we land there, I'm like, an explosion. And then you just see the second plane, boom. And then you just start seeing people running you're in a state of shock. Like, it never dawned on me as a terrorist attack. It's just because we never seen no shit. And this was after Timothy McVeigh. But you just like, what the fuck is going on? And then the Pentagon, and then Pennsylvania. And it's like, oh shit, this is real. But at this moment in time, I wasn't even thinking about the military. I was just thinking about going to class, buying sneakers. I was going on the Greyhound to go to the House of Hoops in Harlem because that was the only one at the time. Bitches, that's all I was thinking about. And then it just shifted. And then a year later, I ended up joining. 2002.
Did that make you want to join? Or
that was the furthest thing on my mind. And the crazy part is I joined thinking I wasn't going to war. That was the furthest thing from my mind.
That's crazy. We were pretty immersed in it at that point.
But I was like, nigga, I ain't going. They ain't sending me. I'm a youngin'. Like, I got to go through training. I don't know shit about shit. They ain't sending me.
In hindsight, you like, shit.
Just like you said, you went to that white school, they gonna send your black ass.
So I joined in January 2002. I got to my duty station summer 2002. And then they sent me to Iraq January 2003. I went to Turkey, and then we were supposed to invade from the north, and then there was people in Kuwait we invaded from the south. We were supposed to meet in Baghdad. Then Turkey thought we was gonna lose, and they was like, nah, homie, you can't invade from here. Y'all gotta leave. They basically kicked us out. So they had to like fly us back around in the Kuwait, and then we ended up just going from the south, and then the rest is history.
So I think, and I'm gonna speak for my wife, but I don't. The timeline's a little fuzzy. She went to boot camp like 4 or 5 months after 9/11.
She was already signed up then.
Yeah, she was already on her way to go.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So
the vibes is different then.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's crazy because I could have went because my mom gave me an option back then, like even before that. So I would have probably been.
Go to jail.
So yeah, she gave me. She was like, "Yo, you gonna go to Job Corps or you gonna go to the military? You pick. I'll let you pick." I was like, I ain't gonna go fight nobody war. Sign me up to fucking Job Corps. That was it.
She dangled that charge in front of you. Might have changed your mind.
I left in 2005, so we was already well
deep.
Yeah, but I went to the Navy, and I was like, all right, well at least I'll be on a ship or doing something like that, and so it really didn't. I mean, I did feel kind of patriotic doing it though. I ain't gonna lie, I like
nigga. You got you lived. Yo, you got over on the Navy like Jamarcus Russell.
Oh yeah, no, I did. I did phenomenal. But, you know
what nigga never touched the boat?
No, I didn't. I mean, I've directly supported a lot of the shit that happened.
I know, but you never been on a boat.
But I've done it from a more
from afar.
Secure.
The nigga from the west side of Baltimore was 45 minutes from home his whole career.
Yeah, hey man, fuck you, get it how you last, man. You know what I mean?
So with everything that you know about 9/11. How do you feel about 9/11? With all the conspiracy theories and all this, the footage that's been on television and y'all guys being in the service, how do y'all feel about 9/11? If you can speak on it.
You want to go first?
I'm gonna hold mine. I can't speak on it, so I'm gonna hold it.
Sometimes I feel disrespected when I hear these the conspiracy theories. I feel just disrespected. I feel disrespected. It was one that came out this week, and I'm just gonna chalk it up to coincidence. The same day that 9/11 happened, Donald Rumsfeld
You talking about Joe Rogan when he
made a press conference that $22.3 trillion was missing. Like, I think that's just a fucking coincidence, dog.
What building did he was talking about hit? He said like a plane hit that building where they was doing the investigation.
It was at the World Trade Center on that floor, like floor 78. So
okay.
they were doing the accounting in that building on that one of those floors, 78. But I just find that just coincidental. When you like, and this is just to all the fans, when you start thinking about conspiracy theories, and I'm not saying that conspiracies not exist because they do, but you got to think about. It's like when people say, "Oh, the script for the NFL and NBA." To have this many people together and to pull some shit off, and human error is higher than anything, and nobody talk, pillow talk, says nothing. Like Emmett Till's the lady who he said she claimed he whistled at told the truth on her deathbed. So you telling me all these people can shut the fuck up and keep a secret?
Yeah, possible.
They stage actors.
So hold on,
one more thing. I'm gonna end my statement with this. When people be like, "Oh no, they did COVID." So you telling me we go to war because we can't even get everybody in NATO, but you telling me all the countries that can't agree on shit, can't agree on which we want 3-ply, 2-ply, 1-ply. But you telling me we can get on board to say, you know what? The earth is too populated, so let's put out a fucking disease and kill people, and nobody says nothing and keep the fucking shit a secret. You sound fucking crazy.
Yeah, that one country would have stood up like North Korea would have been like bullshit because we don't fuck with none of y'all anyway.
And TMZ and Shade Room cut checks. Somebody gonna open their mouth. Yeah, like
So I want to just real quick just speak on 9/11, not necessarily what happened, but I will from a government perspective. And I have a degree in Homeland Security Emergency Preparedness. Right? And one of those things that we, going through our studies, was that we had to look at the 9/11 report. So I have it. I have the book. I have the fucking 9/11 Commission report. Yeah, it's fucking huge, right? And so we did a lot of case study on it. And we even now, just being in that space, right? One of the things that came out of it was that government agencies, particularly intel agencies, did not communicate, right? They were very siloed in the sense that they just not share information, right? The technology wasn't there. The infrastructure wasn't in place. The networks weren't in place to share information timely enough for them to be able to even consider, right, some action against this. Not saying that they couldn't have done it, but if one agency got information, right, the time it took to get them to implement something that could potentially avoid some of this stuff, like it just wasn't in place. Not so they couldn't stop it, but one of the things that came out was that we just did not communicate properly, right? Information sharing practices were non-existent. And so being in the government, being in a part of that infrastructure now, I've seen the transformation of how we've come around to being able to do that more efficiently. I've been in there long enough now to see where it was at its height, where we shared shit almost instantaneously, right? So to the point now where we've almost reverted back to where we don't share information. And it's troubling.
Now, pre 9/11, I'm just gonna tell you how he left out a word. Everything Tay said is to the T on a surface level of reading that report because I've read it in its entirety. Anybody could have. The president flies out of Andrews Air Force Base. Before 9/11, anybody could drive on. I mean, just drive on. Anybody, dog, you gotta think about it. We was walking, you can get to the airport 20 minutes before your flight and get on.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I know people used to go to the airport and just watch planes take off. You could just go and
life.
With no
you
problem.
could sit at the gate and watch people walk.
Your family go up there, walk with you.
Life as we were too laxed to and this again, this is after Timothy McVeigh. Yeah. This is in the state of like, ain't nobody gonna fuck with us. Ain't nobody gonna fuck. So imagine like if President Bush was in my hometown and at elementary school reading to the kids. So imagine if they was to just drive on base and got to that plane and blew that plane up before it took off. Mm-hmm. The ramifications of what that would have caused, because it was just, we was like, oh, fuck it. Willy-nilly, like, whatever. Life changed for us, period.
Yeah. And I'm a part of that Homeland Security apparatus. And
Homeland Security wasn't even wasn't around.
It wasn't there, right?
It was invented because of that.
Right?
There was no TSA, right? TSA was a byproduct of
Homeland Security.
9/11.
Yeah, all of that.
Specifically 9/11, right? So the mission of TSA resided in the FAA at the time, right? So the FAA had oversight on like transportation security and things, but it wasn't as robust as it is with TSA with a focused mission. And but Homeland Security didn't exist, right? They just as a branch. If you look at if you ever go to Homeland Security's website, DHS.gov, and look at the agencies that are underneath of them, right? They all to some degree existed except for TSA pre 9/11. So CBP, ICE. Those agencies kind of existed, but they operated independently, right? Same mission, focused on the homeland, but operated independently. So what DHS did, Department of Homeland Security, is kind of grouped them all together and said, okay, we are Homeland Security. We're going to share information and things as a group. And then they set up TSA to really focus on the transportation. And people think like TSA is just not airplanes, right? So it's rail, it's critical infrastructure, it's pipelines. It's a bunch of shit. It's not just airport security, which is the main focus, but it's not just that. Mm-hmm. So they do a lot more.
And then like, so with me, I've seen different documentaries and stuff like that. Some of the stuff I can watch, some of it I can't. And I listen to people's opinions about it. And like, I have mixed reviews on like the whole 9/11 situation. I know I was looking at something the other day on 9/11. They were saying like it wasn't a regular plane; it was a gray plane. And
that's disrespect.
Then they would say like how they fell, like how they fell straight down, and like it was like bombs going off, boom, 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 instead of just like it just hit and just fell or something like that. That you would probably like. You would think that you were seeing a movie. Like if something hit that, you would think like, oh, the whole infrastructure would just fall over to the left or right. Of course, they build these things so that doesn't happen. And then they talk about like, there's no way that the jet fuel could be that hot to do anything to the metal that was structured for those buildings. So like for me, like I don't know, and they be like, oh, how can just the 6'5", 6'6" guy in the cave construct all of this to just happen without other people being on it?
I tell you a secret. This is known, so I can say this. Bin Laden was privy to some of our collection methods. So you want to know how he passed notes through couriers? And they probably still do this now. So he knew that we was intercepted. You could intercept the email because it's pinging off of a few places before it hits its final destination, right? So depending on the server it hit, it pings for keywords and shit. So what he was doing was you'll go to an email account. So it'll be like, let's just for the sake of argument, terrorist01@yahoo.com. You log into that account and you type your email out, you save it as a draft. And then you, as my courier, you just log into that account however so often and check the drafts. And then you read it and then you reply right under my draft. Save it and log the fuck out. That's how they was communicating. Now, Tay just told you all of it was things that wasn't in place pre 9/11, but now everybody shares information because had they shared information, they would have knew what was happening. One person, you watch documentaries because I don't really want to speak on other shit, but like they admit that one branch knew about 9 and somebody else knew about 11, but they couldn't piece the shit together, and you didn't share information, so you didn't know.
And like Ed Norris on 105.7, I forgot what his position was, but that's when he still was a cop in New York. He said that they arrested someone and they had all the plans for 9/11.
You had nowhere to share.
And they said they didn't share. They like, no, it went nowhere. He's like, I literally saw all that shit for 9/11.
And that's why now,
And it was right there.
Like, New York has that's why some of these major police departments have intelligence cells, right? Whatever you want to call them, to take a look at this stuff.
And robust capabilities like a motherfucker. 'Cause New York got pinged. They had some military grade equipment that it's called a Greyhound, and you could basically put it on your back with these antennas, and it knocks down the cell phone towers in the area, and everything routes through that backpack. So you're intercepting phone calls, text messages, everything that goes through that tower is there, and you can collect.
Really?
And they was doing that. They was doing that shit They was doing that shit during like big events, and they was like, whoa, how you got this, and why are you using this?
Right.
Because you should not be using this.
Last thing I'm gonna say is like we talking about some of the failures or inefficiencies of the U.S. right? So if we weren't doing this shit, what was the expectation the rest of the world was?
Right.
And you notice these weren't domestic flights, right? These weren't flights leaving Denver going to New York, right? These are flights that coming from overseas. And so that was another failure, right? So like,
No. One left.
No, one did leave.
It was two left because, I'm lying. You're right. One or two left America. It was in America and it came.
Yeah.
But it was one that did come from overseas.
Yeah. So like, there are things in place now that you scrutinize flights that go direct from the other countries here. Right. So we've been to other places. Like I just went to Egypt, right? You go there and look at the security, be like, God, this is
nothing.
This ain't right.
Yo, listen, the fact that you used to be able to you could have opened the door to the cockpit.
All that's
nothing.
changed. All that's changed, right? All that's changed. The Federal Air Marshal Service. All that's just changed,
Yeah. Man. Since we're talking about government, military pay could be a casualty of a looming government shutdown. We go through this, I don't know, ever so often. This is a thing right now. We're about 3 weeks out from a government shutdown, and I don't know the senator's name, but they had a stale point where he didn't get some defense spending bill passed, and he's like, "Fuck y'all, we gonna pull our votes." And they're saying that this shutdown could be like the one with TSA and them one getting paid. And the government, or the military won't get paid, TSA won't get paid, and of course, the big tagline in that you still got to go to work.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? So I've been through this several times now. For one, this comes up every election cycle, right? So you can expect these things to happen almost every 4 years, like clockwork. Particularly when a big election like this, right? So Biden, Trump's trying to get back in office, so it's potentially a flip of political parties. So yeah, there's some tension between the parties right now. So yeah, they're holding out as long as they can, and people have bargaining chips on the table, like defense spending and things like that. With regard to the military and TSA and a lot of folks in DHS and other agencies too, right? Yeah, you get these exempt, non-exempt, right? So some employees are exempt, meaning they'll still have to come to work, regardless whether or not they get paid or not, right? I'm one of those people, right? I'll still have to go to work. You'll get non-exempt people who will just sit home and be furloughed, right? And we all get furlough letters, and basically what you allow us to do is basically tell your creditors like, look, especially for the exempt employees, that I'm gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid, right? If you work, you're gonna get paid. They cannot pay you. They cannot have you work and not get paid. It's just whenever they pass a budget. So that allows you to give your creditors like this letter, like, yo, I'm gonna get paid. I don't know when, but your money's good. And most of them accept that as ground truth, particularly people like.
Quick question though, when that happened, let's just say you was late on a credit card. Do they waive that late shit?
Yeah.
And it don't ding your credit?
No.
Right, cool.
Most of them will accept that, and they'll defer your payments
until the resolution.
Yeah, they'll defer. Like the last time it happened, I was a renter, and I had a letter. I got furloughed. I was still going to work, but I was like, I'm gonna get paid. I just don't know when. So I gave my rental agency. They're like, okay, cool. We'll accept this. We'll just defer you. We ended up getting paid before I even had to worry about it, but that was just what it was.
I was thinking about that riding over. And I was wondering, like, how would that work for a person that has like a private owner? And you like, yo,
they can't put you out. Like,
I mean, I know they can't put you out, but I'm saying though, like, you give this letter to them. I know they looking at you like you crazy. Like, yo,
he's kind of fucked. Like, it's just like COVID. Like they said, yeah, you ain't got to pay. You can't put nobody out. Shit.
Yeah.
Like, because like if they paying mortgage, say like even like in my situation, I have a private landlord. I think the house paid for, but even if it wasn't, so let's say they paying the mortgage off of what I'm paying them for the rent,
right,
and they looking like. And maybe they living above their means or whatever. So like they depend on my rent to pay this mortgage. And I'm like,
I ain't gonna lie. If I was your landlord or if I was Tay's landlord, I'd have been like, yo, I'm renting my house. He gave me this letter. Can you excuse my late mortgage? This is a rental property.
You just gotta pass it on. You know? But I feel you though, because I got tenants. So like, yeah, like you, like not that it's to the point where I needed to come in, but it's like.
Hey,
you like, how long is it gonna last?
How it's gonna be, right?
Like, yo, fam, you got a letter?
Yeah.
I can hold it down for about a month or two. After that, like shit gonna get shaky.
Yeah, we might have to start. You might hit the streets or something.
Did you have to deal with that with your renters during COVID?
No. So our renters,
It was
paid through
good.
the state.
Huh?
They paid through the state.
My nigga.
Oh, hey,
So that motherfucker shit guaranteed. Right?
Larry Hogan, my nigga.
That shit.
Oh,
shit's
Larry.
guaranteed. So no, that's one benefit to it. We got good tenants. So, but yeah, I mean, this whole military pay thing, it happens. They will get paid. They're not, it's just gonna be tight for them.
Why the fuck is the military always the first thing they call? Yep, fuck, cut them.
It depends on who it is.
Yeah,
Republicans love defense spending.
Yeah,
They love it.
Yeah.
Democrats are trying to, yo, fam, we got to find a way to cut down, cut.
Yeah.
In defense, if you notice, like, since even before that, but really since 9/11, technologies, weapon systems, everything is, we have to grow with the, we can't be complacent. And you got to be ahead of the game. You got to be proactive instead of reactive. And that shit costs money.
Yeah.
So that's where one of the millions of sticking points between the two parties. Because again, Republicans like, yo, fam, we need to spend, we need to protect the home front, and the Democrats like, yo, fam, Barack bought us home. What we worried about?
Yeah,
we good. Let's focus on abortion and other shit.
Yeah, right. Republicans tend to like big militaries, small governments, right? So big military, small government in the sense of like government employees. Democrats tend to like small militaries and big governments, right? They're structured like that.
No, gotcha.
Since we talking about governments, Mexican government just released a video of non-human entities for the first time, and aliens have been revealed to the public. They are about 1,000 years old. You look at them, they probably look like they a little bit bigger than the Jerry Lorenzo shoebox.
Yeah, it was a little fucker.
It was a little motherfucker. Yeah, he about knee height. Yeah, he was about knee height.
They look Mayan to me, man. They're like some Mayan statues.
Them ribs was the ribs was different. The ribs was totally different. The bone. I applaud Mexico. I mean, you don't have to say you have new aliens. Just show them the old shit. You got to show your new sneakers. Just show them your old shit.
Yeah.
And they did like, yo, fam, all right, my bad. We forgot it. But I want to show you what we got. Like, you show them the old shit. Like, they exist. We all but can, I mean, you can prove it now. And I tell them, man, Donnie had this shit all the time. I was like, yo, because he was like, what if we got, I was like, Donnie, I don't want to speculate, but what if the aliens we got, cool. And then we know about Russia. And the dude, remember I told the story about the dudes that died. I was like, they could have aliens from a whole nother, we could have a black aliens, they could have the white aliens. We don't fucking know. They're from two totally different cliques. They probably be beefing in whatever galaxy they in. Yeah. But we don't share. We don't know. And this shit is G14 classified. Right. So nobody would ever know because we keep that shit a secret. And I said, Donnie. Then we start talking about the fucking So the story about, I was going off on a tangent. Buzz Aldrin, nigga who supposedly landed on the moon, took an expedition to the South Pole.
I just seen that shit.
And they, so the regular pyramid is 300 meters, about almost 300 meters on each side.
The Giza ones.
That's pretty big. But though they say they found another pyramid And at the South Pole, that's 3,000 meters on each side. It's huge. And he said that they unearthed some shit and unthawed it, and it's pure fucking evil. So I was down there, was like, what you think? I was like, I said, and this is pure speculation. Like I said in my text message, if y'all read my text message, I said, Donnie, what if they fucking found some shit or captured some shit, and they was like, basically like, we gonna fuck all y'all niggas up. And they're like, no, you're not. We gonna put you in the box like the X-Men mutants and shit, and we gonna keep you niggas from going back to your homeboys. I said, Donnie, you don't want to know that. I said, the world don't need to know that. Keep them niggas froze and stay the fuck away from the South Pole, nigga. Leave it be.
You see how motherfuckers reacted to COVID. You see how motherfuckers react to fucking Second Amendment laws. Like, so abortion rights. Like, you don't want that, yo. Like, let it go. Like, I'm good.
Especially from like that little fella that they showed to that one that recently, that bitch was like 6'7" wind be out the
like 9 feet tall. Yeah.
So like Slim, whatever's gonna happen is gonna fucking happen. Like, just
keep them off our ass, boy.
Say y'all prayers, whatever the fuck gonna happen.
Fucking proton packs out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna holler at my guy, man. We gonna get all these AR-15s up and ready to go. You know
just
what I'm saying?
then.
You know what I'm saying? All these poppings.
Yeah. So shout out to the Mexican government, man, for showing out. Like,
you know,
I respect it. I respect it.
Look, Mexico can't get real liquor sometimes, so I'm still up in the air.
Yo, no.
They can't.
No, one of the comments said, I don't believe that shit. Mexico ain't got no government.
Yeah, you not far who. If the cartel don't report it, nigga, it ain't real.
It ain't real.
All right, man. Let's go. You report on your uncle, man.
Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco have a new show on the way called Nightcap.
I watched it. Last one. Well,
it was cool.
It was like it's like shot on like Zoom. They wasn't together, so it wasn't no set.
Okay.
They were just in front of their computers talking to talk. If they add a set, it would be a good like late night with Van Pelt on ESPN.
I wonder what. Well, he wasn't at Prime game because they filmed right after
the football game.
After the football game, so I guess he wasn't out there in Colorado. Everybody else was.
Yeah, everybody was the fuck Colorado boy.
But no, the show it looked like it's gonna be cool. Of course, you always love Uncle Shay's opinion about sports and things, and Ocho Cinco is going to Chad Johnson. He's always going to be himself, no matter what. So it's cool. I like them two together. So I think it's something cool for about a couple minutes, 45 minutes to an hour. I'm good with that. I can listen to that.
I think I caught a little highlight, and I can't remember exactly what they were talking about, but it seemed like they had a good chemistry. You know what I'm saying? I think it had some good back and forth. So yeah.
I like it. He made a point. Chad Johnson said this shit like a million other times. It was like, all of y'all eating healthy and got these trainers and shit. He was like,
McDonald's.
That's why you're getting hurt. Your body ain't in it. You need a callus. He's like, get your number one with a Coke and a large fry.
McDonald's, yep. Extra sauce.
Extra sauce.
Oh, I think they was talking about suiting up. It was like, yo, I can still get out there.
Him and T.O., the only one. Yo, if y'all ain't watched that commercial, Google Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith,
that shit.
Troy Aikman. They look like Little League old Little League niggas. The uniforms don't fit right. Their baggy pants is baggy. No drip. Emmitt Smith look like he ain't want to shoot the commercial.
Man, they look like they was hurting putting the uniform on. Like, fuck these fat.
Randy Moss said, man, look at your socks.
He might be the youngest out of all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
He is.
And that shit look baggy.
That Reno look old as shit.
Yeah,
like,
he do.
Damn, boy.
Yeah, fuck Rogan.
That used to be my nigga.
Yeah.
My Ace Ventura nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Bomani Jones, brother Bomani from ESPN says Jay-Z
right up his alley right here.
Can't sell out a stadium. I agree, but I'll let you gentlemen.
I actually agree.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
What?
He can sell out Baltimore, right? He can sell out Baltimore Stadium. The Oreo Stadium, it's the smallest stadium.
I honestly don't think he could.
No, I don't either.
No, I don't think he could.
Not without a big head. Not with it like he got to have some lineup. Somebody else there.
I believe, with Hove, because he's always been in a spotlight somewhere, if it's not for him, it's his wife, we always see him. If Hove went away and just didn't do music like how 50 went away and 50 is selling out like everywhere, 50 was selling everywhere. He doesn't need Busta Rhymes or Jeremiah. Like, no one is fucking coming to see Jeremiah.
I don't know if 50 selling out an arena without the whole shit.
I think overseas he is. Overseas,
I'll give him
Overseas
that,
he is.
yeah.
Oh, when he showed that shit, everybody sell it overseas though. That's why
Yeah.
Wu-Tang and them boys still like shit. We overseas make that money.
Make that money, yeah.
Let me click this link. Make sure if it's a video real quick. Is it one? Yeah.
Jay-Z can sell out a stadium.
No, he cannot.
100%.
No. He might be able to sell out. He can sell out a stadium like for Summer Jam here or whatever it is. But if Jay-Z could sell out a stadium as a headliner, he wouldn't have been doing these co-headline stadium. His greedy ass would have absolutely been taking all that money himself if he could sell a stadium by
Here's the
himself.
thing that I'm
Welcome to
saying,
the
right,
Jay and
is
Friends
that
podcast.
when Jay goes into a concert, his idea is just stand there,
Yeah.
right? Kanye is giving us a show.
Yeah, Jay does not have a vision.
Beyonce gives us a show.
Yeah, he's not a vision. Like, I think he's not terribly different than me in the sense that he's not like a visual type, like conceiving of this whole thing. That's not what Jay-Z's going to give you. But what Jay-Z has is the catalog, right? So you go to a Jay-Z show, and this is why it's wild when you go to those co-headline Jay-Z shows, because he's playing Heart of the City and nobody there cares. That's how I know he ain't selling out these stadiums, because he's playing the real Jay-Z songs where I'm like, oh, okay,
Right.
this is what's up. And
that's where I
nobody,
left him.
No, Jay-Z can.
But I like that was Torre that was speaking in the first. Torre is just like Elliot though. They like big Hove guys. So no matter what, he's
He'll
gonna
always
try
go
to.
Hove
He's
side.
gonna go on the Hove side. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, who Hove did the tour? He just did 2 tours? Well, not 2 tours, but his co-headliners with his wife and
No, he did a 444 tour. It was just him.
it was just him though.
But he was only doing arenas. He
Right, he was
wasn't
doing.
doing
I'm saying
stadiums.
like with the stadiums was just him and his wife and Justin. Right, they were the only 2.
No, just
on the run.
Yeah, on the run tour. But yeah, it was.
I'm saying that was with his wife and
Yeah,
with
mainly with his
and then
wife.
with Justin
I mean-
Timberlake. They the only 2. Because with Justin Timberlake, they did arenas,
And,
right?
and prior to that, it
I mean, no,
was,
they did stadiums. They
Prior to
did.
that, it was when Watch the Throne. They were doing stadiums. Yeah, so, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Nah, Jay ain't selling no arena like he'd be like, oh, Jay-Z's going on tour. Watch that nigga at Capital One. You're not gonna see him.
Well, I mean, just like Beyonce. Beyonce can sell out arenas because she goes the fuck away. Like when Beyonce don't want to fucking, she literally no social media.
No,
It is the truth.
This is apples and oranges, dog.
It is, yo, I'm telling you, people get tired of you, yo, so they just will get rid of you. Beyonce knows how to go the fuck away.
What?
No.
Yo, when do you,
I mean, she stays relevant. But
in what? When
but
she ain't making music, you don't hear nothing about her?
it ain't too often she's not making music. She's always putting out some little.
No.
Yeah.
She dropped Lemonade. Nobody even knew. Shut the internet down.
Right, because before then, she didn't give you nothing.
She did. She's
She
been doing the
didn't.
same.
She was chilling.
She's been doing the same thing. She's been doing the same thing over and over.
Because it works for her. She look, I'm coming out with some shit, and she shut the fuck up. But
She don't
now
even
she
say
had
it.
them babies, right? Because she's going to give y'all the surprise
Jay
because
sa-
she's not doing anything.
Jay says nothing. He drops 444. And then when the leak came, he had Mahershala Ali do a video to make it seem like it was a movie drop because somebody wanted to spoil it.
Oh, that was his visuals. That's him.
No, what I'm saying is Jay does the same thing, but he doesn't have the same movement.
No, he don't have the same
women
move. Women and pop. I mean,
exactly.
that's different. That's women
No, it's
shit.
not. That's why I tell you it's
is.
apples and oranges.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
Listen,
not.
it's only a few people that could, in males, that could do what Beyonce do. Drake is one of them. Kendrick is another. Cole is the other. Nobody else can do. Jay-Z is not in that. Yo, dog, listen. As much as you don't want to admit it, he is not.
I mean, because he's fucking 60 fucking years old, of course. Like, niggas, he's fucking 60 something. But every time he drop a motherfucking verse, niggas going fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I mean,
Every
but it's
time
not-
he drops a fucking verse,
It's a verse as opposed to a
it's
stadium tour.
Not all niggas is going fucking crazy.
I was not one of them.
A lot of you
because you're
definitely
not a
were.
Hove guy.
Right.
I am.
But it's
Not.
like some people.
You shit on Hove every chance you fucking get.
I do.
Fuck.
Yeah, he does.
I ain't gonna let you. You know, normally I be chilling. I will not let you do this to
Nah,
my guy.
I like that. I like this energy. This happened to come back to work.
I think Torre made they made a good point, right? Like,
Both of them did,
Jay
Bomani
is-
and,
Jay is-
Torre.
He's boring,
Very.
and no one's gonna pay to see that. Like, I'd rather hear you in a more intimate session. Like, yo, it's like
SOBs.
right. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could do a big, like how Usher's doing right now, right? So you could do something like that, more intimate, more like, you know what I mean? And just go up there, Like when he did his unplugged shit, like that shit would have been hard. If he could
Oh, when Hov did the what's the name shit that title won't fucking drop. He did it twice. The where the fuck was he at? Oh my god, I can't remember where the fuck he was at because he came straight out like with the suit and shit on. Like shit. I'm sorry, but I can't think of it though. But like it was an intimate setting. It sold out literally in like 2 minutes. Done. All that shit gone.
The B-side.
That shit, the B-side. That shit right there is just too easy for him. He can do that in his sleep.
That wasn't a large venue. That
That's
only
what I said he can do that in his sleep. I mean,
Yeah.
almost he can. Hov can do that shit in his sleep.
that venue was like Apollo, dog. Like you can easily sell that out.
That's what I'm saying. He can do that shit in his sleep, but half these other rappers can too. Fab can do that.
We're not talking about other rappers. We're talking about the big tier artists to sell out a stadium.
Hov is
Wayne
on a
Wayne ain't selling out a stadium.
But but the thing about it is like people
don't support rap like that
They
to
go-
sell out of the stadium.
Now what I will say is that
Who?
Jay,
Future.
Fuck no.
hey, Future ain't selling no stadium. What's going to sell a stadium for them? Now they'll headline that shit. What's going to sell for like Jay is his features. It's not. It's like who's he gonna bring? You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going to make the difference
This
on where
nigga
people
just
go.
said Future.
Dog.
I don't think. I mean, if
A stadium.
Future
Future.
Future's been I don't put him in the tier of the 3 that I just said, but he will fall back and he drops some shit. If Future says I'm going on a stadium tour, you know he bringing out features. You know he's gonna have. You might not know who's gonna open up in every city. Shit me.
They're not gonna give him stadium tours.
He can sell a
He'll get an
stadium.
arena tour.
Fuck no.
It's not. He'll be down.
Ty gonna say Jay crazy. Justin gonna say Jay crazy. Cuz Damo gonna say Jay crazy.
Justin went with the guns.
Yeah.
You got an open seat, my brother. Pull up.
I told him.
I'm telling you. Just let the fellas know when you want to pull up. We can debate it. But yeah, man. Dookie on the plane.
Man.
Let me go to my.
I would have lost my motherfucking mind.
So real
bro.
quick, this is also man. Listen, Jazz on some shit. I told her this story.
You gonna say some shit in with Dookie?
No, so we was talking, and I told her the story, and she was asleep. She pulled them covers back. It was like, that gotta be some main cabin bullshit. I said, excuse-moi. Yo, she literally pulled the covers over her eyes. I said, that must be some main cabin bullshit. Put the covers back over her head and like, fuck
crazy.
me, what I'm talking
That's
about.
funny. That's funny.
Let me see if I got a video for this. Yeah, no, I don't. But what happened was it was a flight leaving Atlanta to Barcelona. A young lady in row 28 had diarrhea. She got all the way to first class. Shit is through the plane. They panicking, shit stinking, and they putting those little small drink napkins over the shit in the aisle. The plane was 2 hours out of the flight. They had to turn around and land because this lady, it was a lady. She probably holding her farts around her husband or boyfriend. The shit just started flowing. It's flowing.
Yo, I don't understand. Like, so you just couldn't. So your stomach was rumbling and bumbling and stumbling the entire time you was waiting to even get on this fucking plane because it just don't just happen unless you just ate some McDonald's. But breakfast, like that shit.
Now let's just say the spirit hit her. It just hit her.
It just hit her. And I understand that you go through those times, you get the trembling, you sweating. All like,
you missed last week too because I asked the question: have you almost shitted on yourself? So
hey, it all happens.
Yeah.
And like, yo, I'm already in that motherfucker. If my stomach get the rumbling, I'm already now locked in on like, how far is that motherfucker back there?
I get the sweats and shit.
I need to go. Baby, I'll be right back. Like, yo.
you that nigga, I'm like, yo, he got to go shit.
And they were cruising out the two, so yeah, wasn't no seatbelt sign on.
Yeah, no, it was 2 hours in the flight.
Yeah.
Yo, and I was talking to Jimmy about that shit. I'm like, yo, because that didn't happen to us, but I'm thinking like, yo, these people's going overseas. And when me and her, Jimmy missed a flight to go to Jamaica, we had to cancel one of our expeditions that we was going to go do. Well, we couldn't cancel it. You can get your money back. We just gave away money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, can you imagine your flight being turned around and you can't now go on your trip, or you done missed out
that connection
on that connection?
tight.
Cause some person couldn't hold them bowel movements.
Come on, guys. You don't have any empathy for the lady with the bowels. It's bigger than you. She had an emergency.
Yo, how much did
She'd
she
have been
shit
100
through her clothes,
bitches.
though, yo. She shit through her clothes. Like, you couldn't make it to one of them bathrooms. Like,
No, she probably had a thong on. So it
that
just
shit
free
was
flowing
fucking-
down her leg.
Oh my
Peanuts
God.
everywhere.
Imagine being the person that's with her. Like,
I would know that bitch. Fuck you talking about.
yo,
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, but like to your point, you gotta know what's coming. So like, you getting up running to the cabin to the.
Yo, why would you go forward at 28? Bitch,
I don't
take your
know.
ass to the back.
Yeah, run to the back.
I think it's 32 is the last.
And I'm trying to think like she, Atlanta to Barcelona ain't no. I won't say. It's
Oh
a
no,
short flight.
that's the middle.
That's a
They got a
big
bunch
plane.
of with the
That's-
4 and
that's a
5
big
in the middle.
plane.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a big plane.
777.
Yeah.
and like I've never been on a super far flight. I can't remember how long it took us to Jamaica, but that wasn't long for me. Going to West Coast, like Vegas, LA, 5 hours. That's like I knock on wood. I don't let me happen to go to the bathroom. I don't eat crazy anyway that I have to get up and go to the bathroom. I always have me something to drink. It'll be a time like, I gotta go piss, but I'm like, I can hold it. And that'd be it. Like I literally make sure I'm good. I don't even because I don't like. I can go to a public bathroom, but I ain't taking no shit. No shit. I ain't going on number 2 in no public
I ain't
bathroom.
gonna
So
lie.
I tries my best not to eat anything, so I don't have to deal with that
Really?
shit.
Nah, see, me, I know, and Jay, you know how I am when I ask for it. I'm eating, drinking all that
Me too.
motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? But I've never
Mama
had
Nell
this
calling.
shit.
Let's see what she wants. Say happy belated to Mama Nell. Let's see. Oh, she hung up.
Oh shit.
She hung up.
I've never had this shit on the plane. I obviously piss because I drink when I'm on the plane. So you going. But I do know some of that food in there you will get the rumbling off of. Cause I had some shit coming back from. I'm like, yo, I'm had to make this work. So coming back from Egypt,
I know
we
it.
got through.
Finally hit your ass.
Yeah, we coming through Germany. But Germany shit was clean as a bitch. Boy, I said, God, this bathroom's nicest. Shout out to Germany. Yo, you know what I'm saying? But like, it was crazy though, man. But yeah, I felt bad for it, man. That's embarrassing as shit though. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Yeah.
Sad story, man. The sad story. Tell you put this in the group chat.
Oh yeah, man. Young mother who was a police officer to be was shot and killed in a training incident.
What's that? It was Anacostia area, right?
It was in DC. I don't know specifically what neighborhood, but it was in DC, man. So did you have a video? I don't think you had a video.
I don't have a video. But I watched the video and I had to find one. I had to search I searched redacted because I didn't want to see the shot. So the one I found, they cut it out. This lady was a police officer in training. They had a training event at some a library. It was a training for that day, and the instructor, who was a shooting instructor, they had this young girl was, you could tell she was very cautious because they was like, yo, she the only one had a mask on. And it was like, yo, you get here with the mask on.
Yeah.
And all this other stuff. And they was just joking. So they reached the end of the class. They was taking a group photo.
Mm-hmm.
The instructor, at just joking around, pulls his fucking gun out. And he shoots this girl in the chest. And so they clip that part, but then you just see the moment right after that, he holsters and he's just, you could tell he's like frantic. And then people who was there was like, he was just like, oh fuck, what the fuck? And then they was like, they went into medical mode and was rendering aid. But anybody who knows when you handle weapons and you clear your shit and you let your buddy clear it, like it's
I don't even understand how to say. Okay, one, everything you just said is true. Secondly, if you plan, what was the point in pulling?
You don't even point a empty gun, a play.
Yeah.
You just you practice muzzle awareness, whether it's a training, a toy gun. You don't point a weapon at nobody. Period.
I teach my son this, and he has fucking Nerf guns. Like, don't point your gun at me. Point at the floor. Do this, do that. Don't point your gun at people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, unless you plan. That's one thing, right? But like outside of that, don't put your gun at me. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Unless
trigger.
you engage it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a trigger. It's a trigger mechanism, and like I was telling you, like, I've had, I carry guns, right? So, and I've had people be like, yo, let me see your gun. Like, if I know you like that, like, no, you like, hey, let me see your gun. I will clear and unload my gun before I hand it to you with the fucking with the
hammer back,
the
magazine,
slide back
yeah.
with the slide back. So I know and you know it's clear. Because one thing, you're not gonna shoot me with my own gun, and secondly, I don't want you to make a mistake because I don't know what your gun handling practices are. So and so it's just like, some of these instructors, and he's not the first instructor. They get complacent, and there's a lot of them absent minded. A lot of them don't go through the required training, the refreshers. Everybody knows somebody that can hook them up with training, and that's how they get through. And it's unfortunate. And she lost her life for that.
Yeah, man.
So you think he's going to get any type of jail time for that?
Nah, he ain't gonna get no jail time.
I don't know, man.
Nah,
Somebody in a similar situation, and I don't quote me on it, but they just got some time for something very similar.
The news this morning was like, as of now, he's not gonna get no
He's
jail
not
time.
charged?
No.
The family gonna file something.
A civil suit, probably.
Yeah.
But prayers and thoughts, positive thoughts to the family and the victim, man. It's sad. She was the woman. She was her mother's only daughter, and she also leaves behind one child. So, damn.
It's unfortunate.
All right. Last week we bought you the Brick Girl. We found her name. Her name is Ro Bash. The internet been on her ass.
It's a fitting name.
Yeah, it's a very fitting name. The internet been on her ass. So we're gonna play a little clip from this video. Here we go.
Last night, y'all would have saw the investigation we did, the surveillance we did, the phone calls we made, the people we talked to, only to discover this was all a hoax. After contacting the police, the internet contacted the police has no report of the incident. After the venue owner, right there where it happened, checked all of his surveillance cameras, he alleges nothing like this ever happened, that she just came out of...
Hold on, that's a piece of this one, but this is the one. When they got white people involved, that's when you know shit get real. Oh, I got it. So basically what happened was this young lady has been doing this for a while. She says that a black male hits her with an object and she makes these GoFundMe pages. Well, this particular time, this is why I say this conspiracy theory shit. She had a nurse fill her side of her face with saline. That nurse went and reached out to TMZ in the shade room, was like, no. That bitch ain't get hit with no brick. I was the one that pumped saline in her face. I was the one that drained the saline from her face. So when y'all start talking about like people cannot keep fucking secrets, it's human error. That's why when these conspiracy theory shit talking, if you want to do a crime, don't tell nobody. Because people fold. People pillow talk. Men and women, like it's the nature of the beast. Niggas want to brag. You see kids committing crimes and putting this shit online.
They rap about it.
Like it just is what the chick told, and she's a fraud. This is her fourth or fifth fucking GoFundMe doing the same fucking story.
She had a paper trail, man.
And now she low. She bitch got low.
Is she really?
She bitch low.
What else she gonna do?
The last they said the last GoFundMe she had like 43. She got 43,000.
So damn. I feel like we talk about this way too often.
We do.
And this is what happens when you start to lose faith in what women say, right? Like some woman out there is really going through some shit like this, and she can't even report it without being ridiculed.
The crazy part is in the society, and I ain't get into it because all of us went here, and I don't want to get into it now, but we can maybe another day. Defending a woman, like getting in the middle of some shit in this crazy world in which we live. Mm-hmm. Let's just say she points out a guy, and that guy ain't even hit her with no brick, or hit her or whatever, and then a dude get involved, and somebody gets killed. We briefly talked Travis Rudolph.
No, you said it earlier. I mean, this goes back to history. Emmett Till.
There you go. Somebody gets killed because you lying. And we talked about this last part with Travis Rudolph. The girlfriend called her brother, and the brother called the homeboys and the cousin. Mm-hmm. And then they thought they was gonna run up on Travis, and Travis ended up killing somebody. Yeah. Somebody lost their life.
Her brother.
over a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Or getting involved in some shit.
Yep.
The world is too crazy for this shit. And again, it's always this, and it's this thing of where protect black women. But when you got shit like this, it makes it hard.
Yeah.
It makes
Protect
it fucking
women.
hard. Yeah.
Protect black women and prosecute black men, right?
Yeah.
And again, what if something would have came of this and they found whomever was in these videos and you know, now he's in jail for something he didn't do just based off of some video that was fraudulent.
Right. He hit me with a brick.
Right. You know what I mean? Now,
Free toy. Yeah.
all right, we're not gonna go there. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope, whatever she got coming to her, man, I hope she get it, you know. So
They denied my nigga Bell. It's all good though.
yeah. And they're not gonna move him, right? Wasn't looking to get moved or
But
something?
I mean, we coming up on some shit too, because we can skip. I mean, you gotta skip it, but false people telling lies, and I don't know if the women tell lies, but
Where we at? Which one?
Michael Irvin.
Oh, we can hit that. Oh yeah. Michael Irvin settled the lawsuit with the Marriott for $100 million in returns for work at the NFL Network. He had a conversation with a young lady. Nobody knows the conversation. The only video, you can't hear them, you just see them. And it was a brief conversation.
Couple
and
minutes.
It wasn't even. It was less than a minute. And the woman was not offended or anything when they left. You see the whole clip. It's multiple cameras and multiple views of this shit. Lady was not offended. I think she just wanted a payday, and she called somebody their job. A good thing, that he got his job back, and he got $100 million out of that.
Well, I don't know if he got 100.
It was 100.
It said 100 million.
It was
He said 100 million?
It was 100. It was 100.
Well, I know because he lost his job at NFL Network and ESPN, because he was working at ESPN and he lost his job. And you know he probably was about to make hella money because it was Super Bowl weekend, and he lost a lot of money not doing the Super Bowl. I mean, so
I think the 100 million gonna make up for it.
Yes.
I like Michael Irvin, but I don't think whatever he was doing was gonna make up for that.
I seen him all last week. He was with Coach Prime, and he was on that sideline.
he was outside.
He was on that. He was on that stuff, but that boy, he ain't losing no money.
Mr. Great Lips himself.
Yes,
So,
that boy. Hey, listen, Mike, get you a chapstick endorsement, my boy. Because
hey, shout out Michael Irvin, man. Justice prevails, man. That's what it, you know. Hey, ain't all of us out here doing bad shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't paint that picture for all of us, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's because, I mean, Mike, we know Mike been outside, and he done got jammed up before with soliciting prostitution and shit like that.
that's
and,
in the '90s.
right. But
Before
they still might think he outside, and
That's before 9/11. It don't count.
And he might still be.
he might still be just
But
at this time.
he wasn't.
Just this time.
I'm glad
no.
you did the right thing. Somebody was talking to you in your corner, like, you know what I mean? And yeah, so shout out to that. Split that 100 million with me, dog.
100 mil. That's for them churn right there. That's them churn. Them goddamn grandkids right there. Mike is good, but I'm glad he got his spot back. I know Stephen A was speaking on it a lot because that's one of his close friends, and you know, to see him lose his job and probably could have almost maybe lost his marriage or deal with his wife because he's cheated on his wife before allegedly, and his wife probably like, nah, this is it.
Yeah.
He didn't. Black men don't cheat.
100%.
I don't believe that.
Allegedly.
I don't believe that. Yeah. Fuck
And so he deserves everything, and the young lady, she should be blasted and put out there like, hey, such and such, such and such, and say her name. Because I hate when they go through this, and then Michael Irvin was all over your TV, man, lose his job and everything, and then you found out that the shit was a lie, and then it just, oh, my bad.
It don't matter.
It was lying.
Marriott learned the hard way.
Yeah, they did, but they got it. That's dropping the bucket.
Oh, yeah, that's nothing to them. That's nothing to them.
They got
it.
it.
Don't matter.
But still, to make them have to cut that check,
Yes.
Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, dog.
win
So,
one for the Gipper.
Yes, sir. All right. We're gonna go to our resident Apple expert, Mr. Shit on us because we don't get shit till it come out. Tay, what happened to Apple event 2023?
Man,
dog?
so we tuned in yesterday, which would have been September 13th. They had the Apple event for 2023. They unveiled the new Apple iPhone 15. So you get the 15, you get the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. So you get 15, 15 Plus, 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max. So all of them actually a little bit different this year. Sometimes they kind of they're a lot more similar. It's just bigger screens, cameras and things. But the 15 Pro Max this year is supposed to be a fucking beast, yo.
I always get it. So
I always get it too. I got a buddy who says he's like, I never get the pros. I never get the Pro Max. I'm like, nigga, what?
As soon as they came out with that, there we go.
No, I need all of that. Whatever.
I don't put my information. It's like you put everything in for the pre-order. So at 5 a.m. on, I'll be right there.
Oh,
I'm saying I can't buy a Maybach, nigga. I'm gonna get that S. I'm gonna get that Pro Max. I'm gonna get that. Well, so that's dope, man. New camera, new chips, new everything.
The Maybach Max.
Yeah, it is. So they also got the new Apple Watch Ultra 2 coming out. It's got some new technology where you like use your fingers, right, to basically flip through.
This Ultra 1 better fucking be able to.
Y'all better roll back some of the features, B. Shout out to me and Jay for like kind of holding off on that, man. We stayed true to that. And I'm a big Apple guy with regards. I don't have any of the laptops and things. My wife's got all that stuff.
I don't have anything. I don't have an iPad.
Watch. Yeah. My son got an iPad. But I keep the watches and I keep the phones. I love that stuff. So it was great to see that. I like what Apple's doing as far as like presenting this information. So it's not just one person in this monologue for 2 hours, right? They're passing the baton to various people in the organization to talk about the new technology. Thought that was dope. I'm excited.
Real quick to cut you off. So I clicked the link and then I seen some shit and I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here. I had to turn that shit off. So they was talking about how they was like, oh, who's coming? We invited Mother Nature to an event, and it was the chick who was killing kids because she got caught sucking dick in the movie. What's the shit?
Shit.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Ma.
exactly.
They call her Ma. I think Ma.
It was Ma.
So, but she played Mother Nature, and I was like, I can't not look at you the same after seeing Ma. But like, she was Mother Nature, and it was like, I was just like, I can't watch this bullshit.
They talked about how Apple's going carbon neutral. So the goal is to get carbon neutral by
100%.
100% carbon neutral by like 2030.
Yep.
And so they unveiled some of the new strategies with regard to like packaging and materials and things like that. So one of the big things for me is that when I buy my iPhones, I buy the leather cases.
No more leather cases.
No more leather cases, right? So all synthetic stuff. Right?
No more. Remember back in the day, you used to have your Apple product packaged in saran wrap. It's not even that.
Yeah.
It's just straight the box. The box.
Yeah. And it's smaller and it's just, very minimalistic.
No bricks.
No bricks.
Nope.
So
just a cord.
Big thing.
They switching
15. Yeah. So we're going to USB-C. So very compatible with a lot of other devices out here. So.
Just use your PlayStation controllers, huh?
People, don't plug your MacBook charger to your new iPhone and leave it overnight because it's gonna get hot and bitch might blow up. Don't sleep on your iPhone. The bitch might get hot and cause a fire.
Definitely. And they always say that, and people do it all the time.
All the time, man. So
I just wanted to throw that out there because every USB-C is not created equal. I just want to tell you that.
Yeah. So I'll talk about one last thing for me, and I'll talk about the oddball, which is the Apple Vision.
There you go.
Look, that's a little at this moment. That's a little bit out of what I'm willing to spend for anything.
I was just about to say because I was gonna tell Nell, I was like, oh, this nigga don't want to buy no Apple Pro Max headphones, but gonna buy this fucking $3,500 goggles.
Yeah, $34.99. I like. They dope. You got that big ass cord hanging out the back of it. I'm like, it's not that cool yet. So
that's something that you got to wait on the second one.
Yeah, that's definitely a wait. Give it a couple years on that one, man. Let them develop that technology a little bit more. I mean. My kids got an Oculus. I've used the Oculus. I think that's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Let them get to that point.
You ain't no good pair of gazelles with a cord in the back. So yeah, hell no. I can't fuck see that shit.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
I gotta see because I know with Apple, they want you to be with the main carriers now. So you got to be with T-Mobile, Verizon. Who else is it?
Because of the eSIM.
AT&T.
All of the older carriers still using regular SIM cards, and they going eSIM.
Yeah. Only unless you fly to Canada and buy your phone. In Canada, you still use SIM cards, so you can fly to Canada. Yeah. But that's like with me. Like I'm with Cricket. Like I'm cheap. Like I don't. I'm normally buy my phones before the Apple card. I'll just go to Apple and just pay my phone right out. So I never wanted to be with like T-Mobile, any of those guys, because. All those fees, and it's just me on my plan. Yeah. So with Cricket, I'm only paying like $53 a month, and I get everything is unlimited.
This ain't no ad, but you might want to check Comcast. They lower your bill when you use the mobile. You could bring your mobile to them, and it lowers your cable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they always. I be seeing that shit all the time. I'm like,
Get rid of them.
you y'all
It's
niggas.
$300 a month. Fucking.
Oh, listen,
Wife use she got Verizon. I think they do something kind of similar. It's a combined bill, I know, for her.
I might check them out because for
I
the new pod
I get
spot,
a
I've
cheap
been looking.
bill. I can get a cheaper bill with Verizon because it's through my company. But I don't want Verizon. I want Verizon service. So I like Cricket service. Cricket has AT&T towers.
Cricket
I
ain't got
always say,
cable, nigga.
So I had
fuck it.
I had Sprint, right? I had Sprint forever. I had Sprint since fucking Nextel.
Ain't that's
So I had
T-Mobile now?
It's T-Mobile now, right? So I had Sprint Nextel. I had Nextel, then Sprint
Nigga, die
Nextel,
hard.
and then Sprint, and then recently Sprint merged with T-Mobile, and I have noticed an increase in service, right? The T-Mobile towers are fucking everywhere. I get 5G fucking everywhere. So I like T-Mobile.
That's why I like Cricket because I get them AT&T towers. Like I'm always on 5G.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like I'm okay with. I don't really care with her. Like my wife's got Verizon. She always complains about fucking. Like,
I mean, as long as I keep my number, I'm not a guy who like to change numbers. Like my number has to go with me. I don't like changing numbers.
Yeah.
I've had my number for years. I like to keep my number. I don't want a new number.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the girls that used to work at the Sprint store at Golden Ring. I love you. You're you're gone, but you're never forgotten in my book. I just want to tell y'all.
Golden Ring.
Golden Ring. Yeah. Back in the day. There's La Quinta over there too. You know what I'm talking about.
You motherfucker. And let's so we officially ended the Apple event 2023. Let's talk about Nicki Minaj breaks her legs in the Buns
and Basketball League.
Yeah.
You seen that video?
I seen the video.
Ooh,
Yeah.
God. And then she said I seen another video. She like they popped it back in place.
That's crazy.
So listeners, viewers, there's a video out there. Her name is Nicki Minaj. And for the fellas, I mean ladies too. The girls, they got big ass butts, and they out there playing basketball with little shorts on,
It's like drawers.
basically drawers or thongs, and they just out there. More than one basketball is dribbling up and down the court at one time.
All thick girls.
Nicki Minaj is just think super thick. Like let's go with Pinky,
Pink in her prime.
Old Pinky.
old Pinky, not big toe Pinky, old Pinky with a big ass butt. And she gets the ball and she dribbles up court and like she loses control of the ball.
I'm gonna put the video right.
And she takes one more dribble and her entire leg just snaps. And she breaks her leg. She didn't hit anybody, no one hit her. It's just all that cement in her ass went one way and she went the other. And her entire leg, hair down, it just snapped in half. Not broken my leg in half. I got a rod and 3 screws in my leg. But so when I saw her shit, I was like, oh, fuck. So Nicki Minaj is not like a gruesome. So like, oh, my God. But like if you just see it, you'll be like, what the fuck? Nicki Minaj. Just look that in the search engine, Instagram, Twitter. You'll find it.
Yep. DraftKings, somebody sat in the marketing room, was like, oh, 9/11 coming. First weekend of NFL season, let's run a promo. And somebody thought it would be cool to run a 9/11 promo called Never Forget for DraftKings.
Is it really that bad, though?
Dog, you can't do that, dog.
I'm sure there would.
I mean, maybe. I mean, of course. I mean,
No.
I'm not being insensitive. Anything goes like
This like Gap with the Old Navy with the little, whoever had the monkey, the little monkey thing. Old Navy had the monkey.
Old Navy.
Dog, you can't do Never Forget. Come on, no.
Yeah.
Is it that bad? Yes, it's bad.
A lot of people would move by that, right, in the wrong direction, right? And that'll get back on the 9/11 thing, but I think this is like the first year the White House didn't do anything. So
Yeah.
Things have kind of changed a little.
Well, they ain't
bit
doing
with
anything because the fucking vice president was outside. A motherfucking party. That's why they ain't do nothing.
Panda.
Right.
Panda.
But I mean, so I think some of the things with 9/11 had changed with regard to like how people recognize it.
But
I think it
I know
might,
it's
it was a
sacred.
poor
It's
taste.
and I understand why. I mean, I'm not being, like fucked up or anything, but I'm just saying, like, is it really that bad?
Now this is like a German telling a Jew a Holocaust never fucking existed.
Never forget.
That ain't funny, but come on, dog.
Again,
You shitting on the victims.
Never forget. Put another 100 in. We're going to match that.
You shitting on the victims.
Like
Football's easy.
Good intentions, bad execution. You know
How
what I'm
about you
saying?
run this in October?
Yeah, like
Nobody would have ever put two and two together.
Yeah, like
Never forget. Place a bet.
they could have just made.
It didn't go together.
They could have just made some statement about it, about never forget, and ran a promo that didn't have anything to do with never forget. Like I don't know.
In memory,
They should have did
in memory
first
of
responders or some shit, right?
something,
Right, they
yeah.
could have
They did
said
first
like
responders.
hey, if you could like because you got verify ID. They could have said like if you could verify as a first responder, you $100 bet or something like that.
or proceeds from these bets go to support
that
first
shit,
responders.
that shit right there would have probably fucking went
Flew.
over. Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit. They'd be like, "Oh, I'll bet $100. Fuck,
yeah.
I'll lose it or not." You know,
it's
what
going
I'm
to
saying?
the first responders. Like, yeah. That's nasty. It's nasty.
That's a good idea, actually.
But
That what you just said.
yeah, hell yeah.
That's a fucking.
Don't steal my idea, bitches.
Yeah.
Now I'm suing you. I'm suing your asses.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah,
idea.
hell yeah.
Off the cuff,
Marketing
that was
J right
good.
there,
Yeah. It was-
NBA resting policy.
I like it. I love it actually. I understand it.
Nick called
It's
me
time.
crying. Nick called me talking shit. What the fuck going on in the NBA? I say, Nick, if you bought a ticket when the season started, and I thought about it now, I was like, Golden State is only coming here once. I say East Coast teams play West Coast teams twice, once at home and once away.
Yep.
You play West Coast team, you play 4 times. You play them 4 times. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, Nick, if I was able to secure the LeBron James tickets to see him in DC, that's all I give a fuck about.
And
Or Steph
sometimes
Curry.
Bron didn't used to play in
And
DC.
yeah, so
he
now
will play with the Knicks. He'll play against Jersey. He'll play in Charlotte, and then he'll come here, and then they would sit him out.
And that's what I told him. I was like, I paid all this money for these tickets, and LeBron sits down. And I said, it's not LeBron's fault. And I told him, I said, you got to blame Greg Popovich. He started this shit before it became popular because he was like, I don't give a fuck about regular season. I need my guys fresh for the playoffs. And then Steve Kerr picked up and was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like,
he played with him.
We good.
I mean, he played for him.
Yeah, he was like, we good. We're gonna make it to the playoffs. I'd rather have my dudes fresh. I don't give a fuck about being number one and having the set going, having the best record ever. Like we've been there, done that. So I get it. Then they tied awards to the games. You can't be considered for an award unless you played a minimum of 62 games.
Yeah.
Shit like that. So I fucks with it.
No, I like it.
There was a family. They paid like $6,000. They wanted to go see the Warriors, and it was like a mom, dad, I think like 2 or 3 kids, and Steph didn't play that night. And they spent $6,000 on this. I think they were from like the Philippines or something like that, and they came to play and see him play.
They didn't play.
But Steph did make it right, even though they didn't get him see him play. They got to take a picture with him, and he signed some stuff for them.
All right.
So
that's cool.
I mean, that makes up for. I mean, because it's like, do you rather come to see Steph play, or you got some swag or the jersey that's signed from him, and you were able to take a picture with him?
But that's the total experience, right? You go to see him play, like that's what
Right.
You want. I mean, I'm sure, like either way, they would have been they were okay. But I think if they would have saw him play, they would have been happy with that.
Right, I would have been I'd rather you got that bitch and miss 30 fucking shots than just like, I mean, I get a
Or you
sign.
get out that bitch and set a record. You know what I'm saying? So
Either
it's
way,
like-
yeah.
But that they would have got to see him play because they know him from playing.
Like when Jimmy got me them tickets to go to LA, like I went of course I went to go see the Lakers. But the sole reason is the King.
Yeah.
He just came back from injuring his ankle. And she was like, he might not play. And I'm out LA already. Went out LA like on a Friday. The game is like not till Saturday or Sunday. So it was like up in the air, was he going to play? Then he said he was going to play. Like now, granted, I'd have got to see the Lakers. I'd have got to see Melo and Russ and shit like that. And they were playing the Clippers. But for him to play,
Yeah.
it was a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Like, fuck seeing him on the bench. I've seen him play at Morgan live, so it ain't like, I mean, I've seen him play live a bunch of times. Like, I was up close and personal at Morgan, but to see him with that Laker jersey on meant totally different than seeing his ass sitting on the sideline.
So my wife wants to go see, she wants to go see a game. And I'm like, yo, I don't have a problem with that. But the only time it's worth going to a Wizards game, in my opinion, is when someone comes in town. And I'm like, but then it's a gamble, right? You don't know if they're going to play or not. So... I'm just like, but now with this, maybe it's worth it now.
I used to be a season ticket holder. I used to hook up the Morris brothers with sneakers, and Markeith used to play for the Wizards. So I ended up getting some dope season tickets for the Love. I ain't re-up because they ain't giving that family because that nigga got traded. They were like, yo, fam. Like Boogie used to be in the locker room. Like he was cool with
Jay slid me the tickets one time. He's like, "No, you want to go to the game? Hell yeah, nigga."
Like fuck, I had the shit. I had the underground parking.
Oh, he was in there.
Trevor Ariza's son was cool with my son. Like I used to be that shoot around and shit. Like people don't know it's another gym under the arena. Like where they practice. So like we was in there. Like it's a whole when you in there, it's a whole nother shit. So, but if you just take away my access to have those season tickets, yo, fam, it was an amazing thing. And I would go there and I would just leave at the end of the third so I could beat the traffic and shit. But like, it was a good thing. It was just, you know what I'm saying? I had two, but I was going by myself. But if I literally could like split it with somebody, I would do it. It's an enjoyable experience every fucking time. And I'm like, yo, win, lose, or draw, these niggas love them motherfucking Wizards, boy. Yeah. They like Redskins fans. Like,
no, they love them.
None niggas love some motherfucking Wizards.
Jimmy has been a couple times I've taken her, and like my boss, he had great seats. Like I was 8 rows from the floor. So if I wanted to just say, "Hey, John Wall," he's going to hear me. I didn't have to yell. I didn't do none of that shit. Yeah. So she got to be with that experience, and then like buying tickets or like people giving me tickets. Like she like, "Yo, you want to get season tickets?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, we get season tickets."
It's a good experience. I wouldn't do it again unless I just really want to kind of blow some money. But I would split
between
them.
That or get a partial. But definitely, hell yeah. Or just get a partial 10 game.
Yeah, I still get an email for like 8 game pack, 16 game pack, and you get to pick the games and shit.
I just need that one. Like if I got a game, I just need that Laker game. That's it. Like I don't care about all the East Coast other teams or all that bullshit they're gonna give you. I'm fine. Long as I have the Laker game. I need the Laker game.
I've been trying to figure out like football. Like we all like different teams, so it's kind of hard to do it between us, unless we just want to go to the game and just fuck around.
I'm a football fan, though. Yeah. So I will go to a Ravens game.
Yeah. Like, I go to hella Ravens game. People be like, why you don't just be a Ravens fan? No, I just like sports. I'm good black and yellow off this bitch.
Yeah, no. If you want to go to Ravens game, let's set it up. I go. Like it's football is football.
Yeah, it really is. You know, get down there and have a good time with the guys, man. So I say that because my wife's never been to a football game, so I'm like, oh, I'll take you. She was like, you want to go with your guys? I was like, no, you said you want to go. Well,
I get Jazz to go.
I don't want to go that bad.
No, fuck that. I get Jazz to go.
I don't want to go that bad. Oh, you don't want to go down there, fuck around, get drunk and shit?
Yes. Me and Jazz going to see Dolphins play Black Friday in New York.
Oh, really? Yeah. You mentioned that.
So fuck it. Like, sure. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it.
Set it up, man. So, and all right.
Oh, maybe we could do an NBA game too. Fuck it. It's around the corner.
Definitely do an NBA.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Last one forgot here. Nas and Hit Boy. I might close the pod out because hopefully by a star. They about to drop their final collaborative album, Magic 3, 9 p.m. So it should be in your phones right now.
It's dropping early.
It should be in your phone right now. I'm about to look. So if it's
in
there,
cool, man. Hey, shout out to them, man. They did a hell of a job. The first one was amazing. Second one was different, but it was still a good album.
It's out. I see it. It's in my phone.
As soon as y'all niggas get it, I'm as soon as I start talking.
I'm gonna try to close the pod though, so let me look.
So, but no, it was. I salute this this endeavor they went on, this project they had. I think this was a good look for Nas. We talked about Jay-Z earlier and kind of his stage presence. Nas isn't too different, right? From that, so to give him producer's advantage. Right on some of his tracks, I think really motivated him, really set him off, man. I was listening to Sway in the morning. Today's actually his birthday.
That's why he released it.
Yeah, today's actually his birthday. And 50. So they were talking about just kind of his legacy, right? Him starting out and progressing and motivating, and talked about him coming from Queensbridge, and Sway talked about bringing him out to the Bay Area and stuff like that. So it's cool to hear all those stories and to listen to Nas transcend through these different times, man. So there's, they played live at the barbecue and they did the math. It was like, Nas was 16 when they did live at the barbecue. And it was like, yo, that's crazy. And they was spitting like that.
Snuffing Jesus.
Yeah, right. They talked about that shit too. So it's crazy to hear, But yeah, man, good luck on Nas, man. I've been a Nas fan. I remember
what's your favorite Nas album?
Mine is the one with the gold shit on it. Is it Nostradamus?
No, Nostradamus is blue.
Nah, it was the one. I want to talk to the mayor, to the governor, to the motherfucking president. I want to talk to the FBI and the CIA and the motherfucking congressman.
I think Illmatic's still gonna be probably one of my favorite albums. Just because that was my introduction to Nas, and like many people, it was. I think to me, is his best body of work.
I Am is the album you was talking about.
I Am.
My favorite album is It Was Written.
It Was Written was great.
It was because that's like I had bought that tape, and because he had the lyrics, and I learned that album so fucking fast because he had the lyrics in the back of the tape, and I read that shit. And I used to sit on my porch and just listen to that shit, bump that shit on my little boom box.
Street Dreams.
Yeah, Street Dreams. Shootouts.
Yeah.
I Gave You Power. Like It Was Written is my shit.
So
I mean, I love Illmatic.
So what I was getting to is with It Was Written. I remember when it came out, we took my cousins and I, we took a road trip down south to see my family in Virginia, and we played "If I Rule the World" about 17. I think we popped the tape. I think we popped the tape. We popped the tape on that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when niggas had tapes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I think we popped the tape.
I didn't even buy. I don't even think I had a CD. I didn't have a CD player. I didn't have a CD player on that boombox. I only had a little small ass little joint, but it was enough for me just when I was sitting on my porch and just listen to my tapes. Yeah. My favorite Nas song though is "It Ain't Hard to Tell." That's my all-time favorite Nas song.
All right, closing thoughts before we get out of here. I got two today. I got a funny one.
You got one today? Hold on.
So my funny one while you pull up yours is fall. Some of y'all niggas need tint because you look ugly as fuck in traffic. I swear to God. Looking at somebody making a dumb face today. Find you some tint. $99. Specials everywhere. What's your ugly ass nigga?
I don't know. I mean, like for me, I don't have a closing thought. I just like, hey, this is summertime is my weather. But like I'm like a non-deodorant wearer, so now I really will not wear deodorant at all. I mean, I'm self-aware of myself, so I know like, all right, a little musty. But hey, not today, not right now. I'm fresh as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I don't. This is my good weather, so I really won't wear any deodorant. Like people don't say nothing like I don't wear deodorant. Like,
yeah.
It was no reason. I mean, I saw all the cons of wearing what's the shit?
Antiperspirant.
Aha. And
college word.
There you go. And so I just saw all of the cons of that shit, not a lot of pros. So I stopped wearing Degree because that's all the hell I used to wear. So
Jazz put it on for the first time. She's like, I can't wear that shit no more.
So now I'm wearing
aluminum free deodorant.
Yeah, that's why I play Playful Pit. Yeah, aluminum free.
I know you did. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, you know I'm aluminum free. Playful Pit King.
Nah, nigga, I be putting like
sandalwood
3 coats of paint on, nigga, every time.
My shit is sandalwood and some shit. I forgot.
I'm back on my goddamn Dove for men. Yeah. But closing thought, man. A good product doesn't have an expiration date. Invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're the best product that you can be. Stay relevant. Stay focused. Be about your business. Get that shit. Your product could be smelling good, man.
Flex bomb for that. My serious one is it's often the small steps, not the giant leaps, that brings about the most lasting change. On that note, this is GFP episode 191. I'm going to close this. We haven't heard this song before. This song is called Never Dies, Nas featuring Lil Wayne. Let's get it.
Welcome to the Jay and Friends Podcast.